So your heart's stuck in Iron 4 and every deck just isn't working out for you. There's too many decisions, cards or effects that you just can't seem to keep track of in your head. Still, you, in all your competitive fervor, want to reach Masters despite having no idea what card games are and knowing absolutely nothing about the game. I introduce Jinx Hyper-Aggro, a deck built solely for you. This deck is the most obnoxious, mindless, and degenerate deck I've ever had the pleasure of playing in Legends of Runeterra. In days past, that title might have gone to Shadow Isles, but that deck was one that required a human behind the keyboard to reach Masters. How many times have you thought to yourself, I need to play around a card. Oh no, what if they have an avalanche or a deny? What will I do then? These problems of good gameplay are solved with Hyper-Aggro, with a deck code in the description below. A deck with 1 0-drop, 12 1-drops, 21 2-drops, 3 4-drops, and 3 6-drops. The core of the deck is in minion spam, with Jinx and Augmented Experimenter to provide that final bit of reach or refill when you start to run out of steam. A deck where you play around nothing and just fill the board with as much attack as possible. Now you may be wondering why there aren't any 3-drops. Why not put say Draven, Reckless Rifarian, Might, Culling Strike, Arachnoid Sentry, Get Excited, or use Cask Salesman? Why not? They're all perfectly fine picks. The reason is that I have an IQ of 3, and the person watching this video also has an IQ of 3. Those complications will force you to think about things like mana management, or saving spells, or stuns, or blockers for later. No, this is for the person who wants to get to Masters, who hates the idea of getting good at a game. Let's start with an actual example, where you'll see how this deck works. Now in this hand, we have Legion Rearguard and Legion Saboteur, which are both 1-drops, note the mana cost. If you have 2 or more 1-drops, you're allowed to keep a 2-drop. If you don't, you should just hard mulligan for more 1-drops. That's the mulligan algorithm that you have to keep in mind. Now we throw away the Mystic Shot here because we want as many minions on the board as possible, and at worst, the effect of Mystic Shot will be replaced simply by their minion trading into our minion. Here you may ask why we play the Legion Rearguard over the Saboteur. This is because it has 3 attack and Saboteur has 2 attack. Now, because we have an IQ of 3, we don't think beyond that. What you should be doing every turn is to maximize the value of attack on your board after attacking and blocking takes place. The House Spider on turn 2 serves the same purpose, as there's no way to get more than 3 attack on the board this turn. However, House Spider provides an extra minion, which is the second point. Maximize the width of your board. Now on turn 3 we have only 1 1-drop, so we play that mindlessly. Now go back to the hand. We have Arena Battlecaster and Legion Grenadier. Even though the value of attack on Grenadier is higher, Battlecaster buffs your other cards by 1 attack when it attacks. So in actuality, after attacking and blocking takes place, it should be around a 5 attack card rather than a 2. That's why we play it here. He plays a minion on turn 3, but by now it's too late for him. We play our second Battlecaster, and because we can't play any more minions, we attack. He has an answer with Withering Wail, but it doesn't matter. He's at 6 HP, and dies to any number of elusives, death rattles, and on-attack effects. He sees this, and concedes. Now that's a high roll game with an enemy that isn't even fighting back. So let's see a game where the enemy does fight back. We're facing a typical aggro deck, Jinx Draven Aggro. Remember only 1 1-drop, time to hard mulligan for more. And we get it in the form of Teemo. Here we'll show you the power of the toxic Yordle himself. See, why did we include a pitiful 1-attack minion in our deck? It's because he has the wonderful elusive tag, and when he attacks the enemy nexus, he plants mushrooms in the opponent's deck, which we can think of as attack damage. The algorithm would tell us normally to play the Legion Saboteur first, and it's completely fine to play it like that. You can still get to Masters doing the incorrect play with this deck. Simply that against this particular deck, we have the opportunity to hit the enemy Nexus multiple times, so Teemo is slightly better. The attack goes through, and we plan 5 damage to be drawn. Now remember the rule, maximize board space and attack. So, we play the House Spider. The enemy attacks us with their Bomb Crew Rookie, and we block with the House Spider to make trading with the Bomb Crew Rookie easier in the future. The health of our minions doesn't matter, the health of his minions does. Here we can play the Mystic Shot or the 5-2 Trifarian Hopeful, and we play the Trifarian Hopeful. Why? Because it makes the board grow even wider, and that's the algorithm. There's also better things to use Mystic Shot on, but that's too much brainpower, so just remember to make the board wide. Right now we're winning because he has no way to get rid of Teemo. This 1-1 will win us the game if he doesn't stop it soon. Here we can imagine what would happen if we attack. The Bomb Crew Rookie would block our 1-1 Spider and survive, and we would deal 1 extra damage from attacking. This is not worth it, so only attack with your Teemo. 5 extra damage planted, he plays Jinx here, and we play a Jinx of our own. To spend all our mana, which is the third rule, try to make sure you're always mana efficient. That is, you don't have any spell mana. It also doesn't really matter if Jinx dies, because we have Augmented Experimenter to refill the hand, and the main threat is a Teemo anyways. He attacks, we block, and we pass. We start to see Teemo's delayed attack comes through. He deals with our Jinx, but it doesn't matter. With our last remaining mana we do 2 things. We play the Mystic Shot on the Jinx, and we slam down a 1-drop. This is because the Teemo has to be removed, and there are many ways to level the Jinx up, so this ensures Augmented Experimenter can kill Jinx. He attacks, we block to minimize damage, and we drop to 11. We play Jinx here because the payoff will be nice, and it doesn't matter if we get 1 extra card for his troubles from his Jinx. In fact, it's just more Teemo damage. We play the Augmented Experimenter to remove the Jinx, and he concedes. He has no way to deal with the Teemo. This is the most mindless deck that I could create, and it requires the bare minimum of recognizing what you see on the board and just throwing as many minions down as you can. With this approach, I've reached the peak of Masters Rank 2, and if I can do that playing like this, you can too.